All right.
Wouldn't you know?
Shall we do some tweets?
I guess we don't have much of a choice, right?
We got some bangers in here, and I think, Trump's mugshot came out after we streamed last week, so we got some mugshot tweets in here.
And my favorite Trump mugshot tweet is one that makes it look like he's printed out on a Game Boy Color printer.
Does it make it look like that, or did somebody actually print him out on a Game Boy printer?
It's just a filter that makes it look like that.
All right, so we start off with Dan Henschel. Says, hard to enjoy Pumpkin Spice Day when this is the reception I get. Don't want anyone to get in trouble, but sad to see. And he's holding up his Starbucks cup that says God's not real on it while he's wearing his pastor's collar.
That looks like how much you want to bet he just scribbled that on there himself?
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say, is because, like, I can't see anyone risking their minimum wage job that, like, you don't work at Starbucks unless you need the money. And I don't see anyone risking that job for the sake of getting jabs in at a priest.
Yeah.
And like realistically, if you're that mad at the priest or whatever, like, go whole hog, man. Like, stop fucking kids would be what I would write if I was gonna say something about a priest on a cup.
Your tithes fund sexual predators, shit like that.
Yeah, Stratahawk says like he didn't write that on himself. Yeah, no, I believe he did.
Alpha Mario says, did you say priest?
Lord of Uzkalek was gifted a membership by Neramdaput Saul. Thank you, Neramdaputs. Thank you, Lord of Uzkalek.
Alpha, no. No. People are trying to bring up... So you saw that I was playing WoW Hardcore earlier.
Well, I didn't know what it was, but it wasn't the pizza rat thing, so...
Okay, well, I beat that game a couple days ago. So it was World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore, which is World of Warcraft as it was made in 2005. But if you die, your character's deleted. Like, you have one life, and that's it.
Okay.
So a couple nights ago on stream, my first character that I made that chat voted on for me to make died while I was in the middle of recording a topic. And I literally cut off the topic at the end of dying, and I died not because of a mistake I made, but because some dumb priest went into a group of murlocs, grabbed them all, and then charged at me. And the murlocs decided I was a better target to kill than him.
Oh, what was that World of Warcraft meme?
Leroy Jenkins?
Yeah, Leroy Jenkins! Yeah,
it was basically that. And I was trying to go over the Keffels debate with the dude who thinks that human slaves are a good thing, and I couldn't anymore because I just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about slaves, not my video for this Friday, but the one that I'm currently working on for next Friday. It's a response to Brian Holdsworth and his question that atheists can't answer. His question that atheists can't answer. I'm going to ask you this question. Suris, is slavery wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, atheists can answer that question.
See what's funny?
But no,
so I have that video queued up for me to do a response to as well, so don't spoil too much.
Oh, it gets bad.
It gets bad. Oh. There's only 10 minutes of video.
Can I spoil the ending for you? Okay. No.
Fine. Spoil the ending for me.
So I normally don't watch my videos more than like the first 2 minutes in, like just to see, just far enough to see if it's a good response. And then I will type my natural response to whatever they say. I find that my videos are best that way because you get my just my default response. You don't get my pre-thought out, like, oh, I'm arranging everything. And like, you know, some people are good at that. I'm not good at that. I'm not Apologia. I can't pick out the different segments of the video and organize someone else's video based on topic when they're not organized. I don't do that. I just respond to it as I go, and you get my default reaction. And if I get something wrong earlier in the video, I might correct it later in the video. That happens a lot. But in this video, I watched 10 minutes of it. It's an 11-minute and 30-second or something video. So I watched the 10 minutes of it and I'm like, yeah, no, I could do a response to this or whatever. And most of it is just fighting over definitions, but it's kind of a fun fight because he's just so stupid with it. Because, like he says, you can't use synonyms to define anything. But if you define synonym, it's a word or phrase that means the same or similar to something else. So that's literally every definition is a synonym. So you can't define anything without using synonyms.
Because that's how we describe human beings describe things by comparison.
But then he makes it even worse by like being like, oh well, atheists define morality with this, and they're just trying to use like this as a synonym for that. And then he follows it up with, but that's not even a synonym for it. Like, okay, but you said you shouldn't define definitions with synonyms, and now you're saying that's not a synonym, so what's wrong with the definition? But that's not where it gets bad. That's not where it gets bad.
Oh?
In the last, like, minute of the video, he just takes a complete fucking left turn, and he's like, some races are better than others, and if you're not Christian, you're gonna use that to justify slavery.
Wait.
He doesn't say that the races aren't better than others because we're all made in the image of God. He says some races are better than others, and if you're not Christian, that will be your justification for slavery.
This dude has like 110,000 subscribers, doesn't he?
Something like that, yeah. Nobody. Oh, it's so bad. I did not see that coming. Like,
I'm gonna have to mention that you spoiled it in the video that I do. But
I'm so sorry for spoiling it, but like
okay.
It's just so fucking bonkers to me. I can't not discuss it.
Oh my god, this is the problem with entertainment being a community thing.
Yeah.
We didn't have to know, but now we do. The forbidden knowledge is ever.
Yeah,
oh god.
So like the whole time you're scripting your response to that video, you're gonna know it's coming. Or I don't know if you still do scripted stuff, or do you just do it off the cuff?
I do it all live on the channel. So
you'll know that it's coming now. So
I'll know it's coming.
I'm sorry for spoiling his M. Night Shyamalan style twist.
It's entirely okay. I will. Oh boy. You know, I think I only scripted during the first year my channel was a thing. I think I stopped after the first year. You
stopped as soon as someone gave you boobs.
I had my avatar as it was for 3 years without boobs. It has been 2 years with boobs. Wait.
If I have boobs now, does that mean I'm not going to be scripting anymore?
Yes. You get to do things entirely off the cuff. You get to cut your workload in half. But you're also going to subsequently be more angry in video responses because your own filter is not going to work anymore.
Yeah, no, because there's definitely a difference between seeing something live and being like, what the fuck? And writing in the what the fuck and trying to recreate that.
Yeah, I think it was Prophet of Zod who said it best the first time I went on an actual stream as opposed to doing my scripted content. Because Zod was the first person I ever did a collaboration with. He said, wow, you're a lot more unhinged on camera. And I think that's only gotten worse.
Yeah. Neuromptoput says, good grief, someone was never told about all the Christian slavers. Yeah, no, I'm not going to spoil that one for you. I'll let you deal with that one.
Yeah,
like there's some shit that
I definitely want my response to be organic and mine and not like
just keep it
from yours.
Just keep it in the forefront of your thoughts that he says he's not going to define, like before he goes on a definition spree of like nitpicking definitions, he starts that off by saying, oh, I'm not going to give a definition of slavery. Because we all know what slavery is. Keep that in the forefront of your mind because that is relevant.
I remember arguing with a coworker about the definition of slavery back when I was working at Aldi, where he was a Calvinist who was evangelizing in the middle of work, like while we were on the clock, and he would do it constantly. So I just got into fights with them on the clock because fuck it, why not?
Yeah, and I've done stuff like that before.
And I remember us having an argument, and I pointed out, Jesus never said anything bad about slavery. In fact, he even argued that slaves should obey your masters, especially if they're cruel, so long as they're Christian.
That wasn't Jesus.
Paul.
That was in
Paul,
no. Obey them even though they're cruel was in 1 Peter. Paul said obey your earthly master several times. Jesus didn't really say much about slavery, except when he was using it in parables where God was the good slave master.
That makes it just as bad.
Yeah.
That makes it just as bad. But when we had that argument, he acquiesced while we were on the clock and our manager was watching, but then sent me a text message later through our work group chat saying like, hey, by the way, I was actually right because the word slave in this particular one actually just means servant. And I'm like, indentured servitude is still slavery. It does, you can't just kick the can and go, I'm right.
Okay, spoilers again. Serfdom is slavery. Next tweet. Okay, let me make it a little bigger. Now that we don't have a picture to deal with. Jeff Wright says, imagine being more worried about Christian nationalism, while being unable to define it, than secular tyranny, and never ever speaking a word about the currently existing tyranny, just virtue signaling about hypothetical Christian nationalism.
You mean like hypothetical secular tyranny?
Like, is Christian nationalism hypothetical if the Supreme Court of the United States is like almost basically openly Christian nationalists?
Is it hypothetical Christian nationalism if multiple notable politicians are going up and defending the use of Christian nationalism as a descriptor for themselves, saying that other colleagues of theirs should not be ashamed of that title, that moniker? Marjorie Taylor Greene has done that. Multiple ones in Texas have done that. But it's all hypothetical, right?
But a lot of people can't give an adequate definition off the top of their heads. Therefore, it's not actually something you'd need to be worried about.
This is what happens when people's understanding of other people's understanding of things comes entirely from these libs can't answer these basic questions, man on the street internet interview videos.
Yeah. Actually,
there's a part one of my history teachers used to play those videos to show that Obama was a terrible presidential candidate.
There's a part of me that wants to go to, like, when Trump goes on trial on, I think it's March 4th or whatever, the day before Super Tuesday, there's a part of me that wants to like go to Fulton County or wherever he's going to be on trial for that one and like interview the MAGA people that are going to be there protesting the trial and just like do a man on the street style thing and edit a funny video out of their stupid responses.
Hey, Rhino.
But that sounds like a lot of effort and money that I don't have to spend.
Would it really be that much money? Because like,
well, I'd have to get there.
Well, yeah, you'd have to get there, but you wouldn't have to worry about hotel expenses.
Why not?
I live 30 minutes out of Fulton County.
Oh, okay. Is Fulton County the one that's going to be on March 4th, or has the trial been set for that one?
Let's take a quick look.
You know what? I think we actually have a tweet about that in the queue.
Judge sets March 4th as Trump's trial date in election interference case, but it doesn't say where that's going to be held offhand. Let me see.
What is Fulton County is the well, yeah, okay, no, there's more. So fun fact, if you go to Wikipedia and you search trial of Donald Trump, it takes you to a disambiguation page because there's so many different things it could refer to.
Yeah. Everybody in my chat here, let figure out when he's getting tried near me, and we can see what we can work out maybe.
Strata Hawk says Vice Rhino's 5 kids going to crash on Suris' couch.
I don't think my couch is that big, but we'll try. Jeebus.
Like, I kind of want to do that, but I'm not sure if I actually want to do that.
Oh boy, Sorbs!
K-Sorbs. Oh, he's off screen. He's off screen a little bit.
That makes it better.
But I picked this one mainly because of that picture. It's like, he thinks that he's still 1990s K-Sorbs, but he's not. He's just an old man. Holding your arm like that does not make you look good.
No, it really doesn't, especially if you're wearing very loosely fit flannel.
Yeah, like, maybe he's still got muscles. Like, he was fit back in the day. I don't know if he's still fit. Probably not, because he's an old man now. But, like, if you're going to be showing your muscles, you got to, like, actually show muscles. You can't just, like, hold your arm up in a loose t-shirt. Well, button-down shirt. Anyway, he apparently wrote a kid's book on biblical masculinity.
Don't cut off your hair, kids. You might lose your strength and get crushed under a pillar and have to beg the daddy to get your magic powers back.
But he says, masculinity is under attack today. We need to teach our kids what biblical masculinity looks like. It doesn't look like that, K-Sorbs.
No, it does. It
But then he
definitely
says,
does.
that's why I wrote a kid's book titled The Test of Lionhood with Brave Books. You can get it for free while you subscribe to the Book of the Month Club, or when you subscribe to the Book of the Month Club.
What is the Book of the Month Club?
I don't
wait,
know.
It's
It's
Fox
a Fox
News
thing.
Fox News Book of the Month. Okay, it's their way of selling propaganda to you. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't subscribe to their Book of the Month Club, but I feel like I might want to buy that book just to make fun of it.
I mean, you've done similar in previous videos.
I currently have a stream series going where my partner and I go through a Christian marriage book and make fun of it. It's actually a lot of fun.
You should Rhino, you should
pretty much every episode is the too much information stream. Like, you think I get personal with you on this stream? Like, no, we get way too personal on that stream.
I have to ask, have you introduced her to Larry Solomon yet?
I don't know who that is.
He runs the Biblical Gender Roles podcast and blog series.
Okay. Maybe not.
He's written things like why child marriage should be legal, how to groom your young wife, how to properly physically abuse her, the ways in which you're allowed to, like, just all kinds of disgusting shit can be found on his site. And
okay, I think I know the site.
Yeah, it's one that's been covered by Atheist Side of YouTube quite a bit. I frequent his stuff about once a week because there's always guaranteed one more batshit nutty thing he has said that I know people who live in this area where I am would agree with.
So Monorail 425 says, did your partner enjoy those teachings? So we make fun of them quite a bit, but there was one that I forget what the context was. Sure. I forget what the context was, but like it was telling a story of like the husband and wife, they had a problem and they solved their problem or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Oh, everything was great at the end. But at one point in the story is like, I cupped my wife's face in my hands and I looked at her and I said, you love me. And it was just like, so completely out of left field. Like the appropriate thing to say in that moment would have been, I love you. I appreciate you. But it was like, no, you love me. And so now I've taken to doing that to her.
God, that sounds like insecurities.
Yeah, no, it's this whole thing is it's very reminiscent of Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules book, where like the title of the chapter is good advice, but like anything he says in the chapter is actually really bad advice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that, where like it starts off with like a good principle, like, yeah, respect your husband. Sure, everybody wants respect, but like also you got to earn respect. You can't just expect it. And like this was something along those lines. So, but like I've now taken to like every now and then I will like cup her hands or her face in my hands and I'll be like, you love me. And that's always good for a laugh. She always laughs when I do that. John73 John says, oh, my mouse is clicking in the wrong spot apparently. I can't bring it back up. Whatever. John says, Sorbo looks like he's trying to eat, but he dropped his fork in his lap. But yeah, and yeah, his book is the TV dinner that he's eating. Anyway, next Kevin Sorbo.
More case orbs.
More case orbs. Yeah, so I have too many tweets tonight, probably. Because like I had too many to begin with, and then I made the mistake of actually like clicking on Case Orb's profile and grabbed a couple more. So he says, Putin's political rival dies in a plane crash and everyone assumes Putin is responsible. Biden's political rival is charged with 90 plus crimes right before the election, and it's a conspiracy theory to believe it was political subterfuge.
So we know that one of these people has a tracked history of disappearing opponents.
Yeah, like poisoning people with plutonium or whatever. Polonium. I think it was polonium, actually.
And you know, God, I want to make a joke about, wait, I wasn't aware Biden was part of the Clinton family. I want to make that joke, but I know there's going to be
also like every time he's been indicted, it's been a grand jury. It has not been like a grand jury is just people. It's people in the States that got called for jury duty. That's not Biden. That's not Joe Biden. That's just people.
I think I know what K-Sorbs think is going on. I think I know what he thinks is going on. I'm going to paint a picture for you, okay? Do you remember in season 1 of Trek Next Generation, Q's trial?
So the first episode?
It's Q's trial, but Biden is Q. That's what they think is happening. That's what they think this is. Biden's just sitting there going, look at all the things you've done. Look at all the things you've done, Trump. And Trump is just like in each and every one going, you don't understand. I did this to save America. What I did was right.
Yeah, probably. But like, yeah, no, Putin has has a track record of killing, like his opponents just disappear in suspicious circumstances all the time. But like a jury made up of American citizens said, hey, yeah, we think there's enough evidence to charge Trump with crimes. That's suddenly Biden exerting control over the DOJ.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh my
God.
God. My
he
tweets
thinks it's the Q trial.
The size of my tweets are all over the place. Okay, here we go. This is Lila Rose says, toxic femininity is all about me, rejects children, uses beauty to deceive and incite lust, sees men as enemies or conquests, puts other women down, weaponizes emotions. Some of that I can agree is toxic behavior, yes.
Yeah.
True femininity, though, is interdependence focused on love, embraces children. This is the main reason I picked this. She says, uses beauty to inspire and heal.
I'm going to go ahead and say right now, when my partner uses her beauty to incite lust, it inspires and heals me.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Like, I've never, like, had a paper cut on my finger and then seen a tit and been like, that's a really nice tit. Oh, my paper cut's gone.
That's a skill issue. I'm sorry. That complete opposite for me. I can be hemorrhaging blood, and then I'm just like, oh God, nice knockers. And then just suddenly everything's aligned correctly. Everything's perfect.
So Adam Broughton says, I deal with conspiracy theorists like this at work among my friends. No escape from these people. I'm sorry, Adam.
And that's why you sent money to Vice Rhino to fund your perpetuity of never being able to escape it.
No, I feel like that's more of a commiseration thing. Stratahawk says, maybe you're not doing it right, Vice. Okay. You know what? If you can heal my paper cut with your tits, then okay, this is... I literally just finished a stream yesterday by accidentally soliciting tit pictures in my Discord. So I don't want to go down this road again. But if you think your tits can heal my paper cuts,
look,
go ahead and send them to me on Twitter or Discord.
Two things are going to happen because of this. Either your partner's going to get really creative with the word healing, or alternatively, fan artists are going to get really creative with the term healing.
If my partner is going to be really creative with the word healing, I'm just going to like all of a sudden like, oh, my crotch hurts. It needs some healing.
Now we are just in the beginning of a really bad porno.
Is it a really bad one or a really good one?
Or a really good one. Or a really good one. I don't know. It's like okay, hold on. So we need to have a vote. I need to know in the comment section of Vice Rhino's stream and in the comment section of this video when it goes on my channel, both. Is the porn better when the acting is worse? Or is the better acting, does that make for better porn?
So I'm just going to say I just hit the surprise button on my avatar's expression thing. And rather than looking like surprised, it looks like I'm ready for the cum shot. I'm ready for the cum daddy. Give me your seed.
Guys, clip that. Clip this, please, on Twitch. I need this for personal reasons.
Hey, if nobody else does, I'm going to clip it. Michael Decino says I'm late. Here's the tip anyway. Thank you for giving me just the tip, Michael.
Sakura,
ready for the
please
tip.
Clip that.
I'm ready for the tip. I'm having too much fun with this VTuber thing. It's a good thing this is temporary.
Yeah, it's definitely temporary. I thought the same thing. I did mine as a joke, Rhino. That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago.
I'm sorry, but mine actually is a joke.
Uh-huh.
It's not a joke. The artist put effort into this. They put good effort into this, and I appreciate the effort. But I will be going back to using my face holes.
It was a collaborative.
Speaking of my face holes, no.
It was a collaborative effort between Pernia making the design on her posts originally and Stoff making the design of VTuber on their account. Because, and now people are telling Stoff to receive Christ in my chat.
Michael Decino says bad timing on my part, or the best timing.
Guys, let's not talk about receiving right now. Not now. Not with this.
I'm ready to receive.
God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit are typing. No. They've all left the chat.
Lauren Bobert says, this is what I was referring to earlier. Giving the government more power is not a viable solution to anything, including, like, if you want to limit gay rights or whatever. It's not a solution to that. So
no,
it's definitely
a solution. It's definitely not going to lead to increased violence in the United States.
Yeah, and then she says, unfortunately, it seems to be the only solution that the left can think of, says the person who wants the government to literally intervene in people's bedrooms.
Yeah.
Like, how does the Republican Party still claim to be the party of small government? They want to be involved in so much personal shit that has nothing to do with anything government. But then they still turn around and be like, oh yeah, you shouldn't let the government have power.
There are things the government is not good at. It's true. The government's not good at wiping my ass, but they can be better at healthcare than private corps are. Oh, by the way, that's another thing. Before I forget about it, there's an entire section in that 900-page document that I sent you.
Oh, no.
About how to get rid of any possibility for the federal government to have any power when it comes to healthcare of any kind. There's a point in there directly about that.
Fuck their faces.
What would their faces look like when they're being fucked right now?
Okay, my camera's a little bit high compared to my face, so it sees me blinking more often than I do. So like it keeps on like having my eyes like mostly shut when they're not, which is making some of these expressions all the more funny.
Hold on, did this clip come through perfectly?
Oh, did somebody clip it already?
Hold on. Is it...
Yeah, Speecist is in the chat saying Project 2025 is disturbing.
Yep.
Wait, send me the chat maybe, or send me the clip.
Oh, I've got it here. Hold on, let me send it to you on Discord. Deep. There you go. There's the clip from Twitch.
Oh, you're making me open Discord.
Look, it just sits on my third monitor perpetually, whereas I have to mute WhatsApp.
Okay, well, you know what? Y'all just saw it on the stream. I'm not going to play it on the stream again.
No, but I will be throwing it into my editor and making this YouTube short.
Oh, yeah, I'll be making it a short as well. You can count on that. Marmel says, when Trump gets to prison, I hope he gets a jumpsuit that fits a man who is 6'2" and weighs 215 pounds. I think it was 6'3", but like, I hope this too. That would be funny.
I don't want to see Trump in tights.
No, but I kind of do. I think it would be hilarious because he would hate it. But like,
Jesus Christ.
Like that's what he said he weighed. So here you go. Here's your jumpsuit.
Stoff just said, I don't need Jesus. I don't like twinks.
Because like I like think of myself and like I am 6'1". So Trump is supposedly 2 inches taller than me. I'm about 200 pounds and I'm not a skinny guy. But like if you like, I don't know, I would be significantly fatter if someone that looked like Trump was actually 215 pounds.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, no, this is not believable.
Oh, I have the best Trump mugshot pick. Damn. This was just sent to me by a viewer. It's amazing.
Okay, do I have to display this on stream?
You can. It's amazing. As
Okay,
as a fan of Evangelion, I approve.
Oh, well then I didn't get the reference because I haven't watched Evangelion.
So that's, well, when you show it on screen, that way the surprise doesn't get killed for people who are watching.
I'm working on it. Ah,
It's Gendo Trump.
Gendo Trump.
So,
Okay.
so in Evangelion, Gendo is I wouldn't say the main villain, but definitely one of the worst people in the entire show. He's a terrible person, a terrible father, and he actually ends up enacting the annihilation of all civilization while touching 15-year-old girls. He's
So
a
Trump,
a
yeah.
gross motherfucker. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just Trump. Gendo's Trump.
Lord of Uzkalak says, remember, muscle weighs more than fat, so maybe compared to Trump, you're just ripped, Vice. I'm not ripped. Maybe compared to Trump I am, but I'm not. Adam Broughton says, I'm 5'10 and 230, and I look way slimmer. Also, look at Donnie next to Justin Trudeau for the height thing. I don't know how tall Justin Trudeau is. Why would I do that?
Do I have the copy pasta still?
Oh, God. All right,
Hold
next
on.
tweet. Dr. Michael Brown says, what do Alice Cooper, Carlos Santana, and evangelical preachers have in common? None of them are biologists, so that we just spoiler. That's something that they have in common. They affirm that men are men and women are women. What do you know?
Yeah, I affirm that men and women are women too. It's
And
just
trans women are women.
Trans women are women, and trans men are
men
men.
Set theory is hard.
God, found it. If we're talking about people's weights and heights and all that, I just remembered the Navy SEAL copy pasta. What the fuck did you just say to me, you little bitch? I'll have you know I graduated top of my class in the Navy SEAls and have numerous secret raids on Al Qaeda. I'm trained in guerrilla warfare. I'm a 6'3", 215 pounds, all muscle, 6% body fat. It's a fucking massive copy pasta.
My partner is trolling, saying she's a flat earther.
Earth Chan's not flat.
Why are you telling me you're a flat earther? Do we need to
Because
break up? Is this going to be the stream we break up on?
Her. She wants you to dunk on her.
Well, I'll dunk on her after stream, all right. Anyway, moving on to the next tweet. Oh my God, I have to.
There it is.
Oh, God, I have to adjust the size for like every single one of these fucking things.
Why
God
would you have
damn
to
it.
adjust the size for Trump? He's only 215 pounds.
Anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene says this is the photo that will win the 2024 presidential election for Biden. The American people will not stand for communism in America.
What does this photo have to do with communism?
Well, didn't you know communism is when you get your mugshot taken when you get arrested? That's what communism is.
Have you seen the Marjorie Taylor Greene mugshot?
Oh, yeah, it's her profile picture in this.
Oh yeah,
Where she photoshopped herself as like having a mugshot, and she has like this stupid grin on her face.
I'm
match
so
Jenna
happy
Ellis.
to be in prison.
What's funny though is like she's been posting a lot of stuff about how like that prison is terrible or whatever, and it's like, okay, so are you in favor of prison reform? It's like, I'm good with that. There's
been a
law
lot
enforcement
of
should
deaths.
law enforcement should absolutely stop killing people that are in their custody.
Now,
I'm okay with that.
There's been a lot of deaths in the Fulton County Prison. I did a video covering all of that, so I had to see some of the ways in which people had died in there, and it was kind of gruesome. So I get it.
Absolutely.
If we're in favor of prison reform, let's do that.
Yeah, go for it. I fully approve. Yeah, that can be bipartisan. Let's improve the prison system so that they're not violating human rights anymore.
Like, I've
Sounds great. Abolish fucking slavery. How about that? We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, the 13th Amendment did not properly abolish slavery. Let's do it right the second time.
So there we go. We can do that bipartisan, right? Right? They're not going to try and sneak some partisan shit in under the radar on that one?
But we need the labor.
No, we don't. Fuck that. Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. He also posted a picture of the mugshot. He says, does this look at all
Space.
like a man who is intimidated? Is he trying to be Captain Kirk?
I was about to say, this is very Kirk.
Does this look at all like a man who is intimidated? Okay, because I'm using VTube Studio thingy, you can't see all the like facial expressions and hand gestures I was doing with that. But I assure you it was on point for a Kirk impression.
Do I need to get you a thing to track your hands?
Maybe. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know why Peterson puts weird line breaks in his tweets. Like, it's been suggested that he's using an accessibility thing to make the text really, really big, and he thinks that when he gets to the end of a line, he has to hit the return button. And I like that theory, but it doesn't really make sense based on how much text is on each line.
And it would be really weird for somebody like Jordan Peterson to use an accessibility feature.
Does he think that he's like a modern E.E. Cummings and this is artistic? Like, what is going through his head when he hits enter in these tweets? Because like he does it at weird spots. But anyway, does this look at all like a man who is intimidated? No, it looks like a man who's behaving like a petulant toddler throwing a temper tantrum. Yep. It's like it's grumpy face. Grumpy face man. Oh, look at the grumpy little boy.
The return of Grumpy Cat.
Look at the grumpy little Trumpy. It's Grumpy Trumpy.
Grumpy Trumpy.
It's Grumpy Trumpy.
Oh god, we already have Matt Walsh plus. We don't need Grumpy Trumpy plushes.
Oh yeah, it's been pointed out E.E. Cummings used all lowercase, so he's not trying to be E.E. Cummings. No, he's trying to be the modern E.E. Cummings who uses capitalization on every line.
God, after everything that's been said in this stream, I don't need the word Cummings to be uttered any more than it already has been.
Cummings.
Nope. We're done.
My favorite poet is E.E. Cummings. Next tweet.
No.
Tim Poole says, apparently they're mad at me for saying high-value men should shame sluts for being sluts. Why the fuck would I care what these sluts think?
I should note, apparently Brianna Wu is actually going to be hopping on Tim's show to discuss this with him. I cannot wait to see her eviscerate the fuck out of him.
I'm not sure who Brianna Wu is.
She was one of the targets of Gamergate back in the day.
Okay.
Her husband is Frank Wu, who was one of the people who helped develop the COVID vaccine.
Okay. But yeah, no, like, I don't understand slut shaming. Like, I don't know. I don't know my partner's current body count, nor do I care. She's with me now. What do I care who she was with before? That was before.
Me and Saki actually had a joke about like our past body counts, and it doesn't matter. You're in a relationship with somebody now. All that means is that they have a bunch of experience now that they can use to please you better.
Higher body count means you're better at doing me.
So Jessa says, what about her KDR? Oh yeah, you're right. It's not just the body count that matters. We also need to know how many assists she got and how many times she died. Otherwise, we won't have a real. Otherwise, we won't have a real metric.
My partners in the chat saying for sex or murder. Lots of stuff coming out on the stream.
Let's God damn it! Stop saying
coming. Lots of stuff coming out on the stream.
Man, there's some. It's weird when you ask that question, and some people are like, "But wait a minute, what about when it's both?" Oh God, no! They're actually asking.
Everybody
both
in my chat is saying both. Like we've got Stratahawk saying both. We've got Lord of Uskalak saying both. We've got Less Than Lucid saying both. And then we've got some Brenna saying definitely murder.
That's when somebody that's when they answer, so I think the body count for sex was 10 and murder was 5, so 13. Wait, that math doesn't add up. Why doesn't that math add up? Explain. Well, some were both.
Body count's just a stupid concept. It's just stupid.
I think it should just be a bragging right. Just
Like
across genders.
The only concern I would have is there an STI? So you get a blood test. And hey, blood test came back clean. Great, no STIs. Who cares about the rest?
I mean, hell, like literally a week before Saki came down from Alaska for the first time, we both got STD and STI tests. Just to be safe. This is what you do when you're an adult.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Doctors are super not judgmental about that. They'll just be like, okay, we'll order you the blood test.
Yep.
Then you go for the blood test. And they're also super not judgmental about it. They'll be like, okay, give me your arm. I'll take your blood.
Or in the case of how it was for me, they just did all at once and then sent it off to a third party to do the blood tests.
Sure. I don't know. It might be different there. Like my doctor has to fill out the requisition, and then there's a blood clinic in the basement of the building that she's in. So I could have just gone down there, but I ended up going to the clinic in the same town that I'm in.
Oh, I just went to Walgreens.
But like, they draw your blood at Walgreens?
Yeah.
That sounds strange to me.
So
we have actual clinics that draw blood. We don't go to the grocery store to have people take your blood.
Well, so we have a thing in Kroger's and in Walgreens that's just called a minute clinic. It's a little place you can go to that's just it's small, 1 or 2 doctors on staff, that's about it, or 1 or 2 nurses on staff, that's about it. And it's just for like it's the same thing as, you know, just going in for any other checkup. It's mild.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, Tim Pool spends way too much time thinking about other penises that have been in the same place as his penis. Sucks to be him.
You think he just fantasizes about it?
Maybe. Yeah, because a lot of times the people who obsess over it are actually fantasizing about it. So yeah, that's a very potential thing.
Haha, dim fool.
Frank Turek says, I'm anti this and anti that because I'm anti things that are sinful and that are wrong. And if you're not anti those things, you're not loving.
Okay. Cool flex, I guess. Like, I don't... Maybe you should actually say what anti-this and anti-that are.
Anti-human rights is what anti-this and anti-that are.
That's like, this is why I think that people like Frank should be a little more brave and a little more specific.
Yeah. Well, he's anti-human rights. Now, like, he will phrase it in terms of trans rights or gay rights, and, like, those don't count as human rights. But, like, no, they are humans. They deserve rights.
But I don't... Why do they deserve more rights than I have?
They don't. They get the same rights.
It is equally illegal for a rich man and a poor man to sleep under this bridge.
Yeah, but the rich man is going to have an easier time in court over it and will get off easier than the poor man.
Well,
so yeah, no, it's not actually equally.
It's
not actually equally illegal. If a rich man decides to sleep under a bridge, he's going to get a slap on the wrist. If a poor man sleeps under the bridge, he gets thrown into prison.
I mean, the actual point of the analogy is that the rich man probably is never going to be forced to sleep under the bridge. The poor man may be forced to sleep under the bridge.
Well, yeah, that makes it worse. The poor man sleeps under the bridge out of necessity and then gets punished for it. The rich man, if he chooses to sleep under the bridge, will get a slap on the wrist.
Which is why when somebody tries to go, oh, well, if we ban... we should ban gender-affirming care for both cis and trans people. I'm like, well, it's more likely the trans people will need it, so we'll just... It's all equal, but they get fucked more, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay. Oh, we're back to the priest.
That's the end of the tweets for the night. So yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for joining us. I really gotta pee. This I won't be using
Have you tried sneezing?
I will probably not be using this avatar next week. I don't know. This was kind of fun though.
Stop doing the eye go.
Ah! We need
Jesus
a supercut of all the
Christ.
times I've used the surprise button.
Yeah, it was a surprise, all right.
Surprise! There's white stuff all over my face now. Okay.
Did you know that in terms of male-female human compatibility,
As always, fuck off.